Welcome to He Still Speaks Now Listen. This is another book that I have written or wrote. I titled it Thug Desire. This is an interesting book. As you probably figured out now, sometimes I write various types of books according to the mood or the spiritual spontaneity that will hit me. It's hard for me to write a book on a specific subject matter if I'm asked. I can do it, but I find my true writing flow out when I write spontaneously. Sometimes I recognize when I write certain things and I put it off to the side, and then many years later or months later, I will write something else and I go back to look for it, and I see that it was a chapter 2, chapter 3, or whatever, and I compile it into a particular book. This particular book, Thug Desire, those of us, some people don't know what a thug is. I explain it in the book, but I'm again taking the things that we are aware of to bring forth a message that make you think. This particular book, I'll go over the chapters. It's the birth of a thug, the desire for a thug, the desires of a thug, tasting a little bit of the thug life, and the death of a thug. And I thought about that because we all in life have something within us that we know we should not let out. Some of us want to smoke marijuana, experience whatever we can think of. And we know it's not good for us because our grandmother, our mother, our father told us to don't live that lifestyle because I did not raise you that way. So this book, the whole book written, it takes place in a journey of a female mind. I give the name in a female, in a male, in another female, and I talk about the journey, but the journey take place in a young lady mind. And I describe this young lady, I think Carmela, where her parents have always told her to don't mess with the people on the other side of the tracks. And she always wondered why her parents will tell her not to talk or be involved with people on the other side of the tracks. She knew them as a thug. So in her mind, she was thinking, you know, she struggled with this birthing of a thug within her wanted to come out. And she desired a thug. She wanted to experience the thug life. She desired a thug. She wanted to see what was this thug was about. And she was desiring the desire of a thug. She was wanting, the money, the fame, the drugs, the alcohol, the lifestyle that a thug lives. She thought about that too. And she wanted to taste a little bit of it. Not physically, she wanted to taste it. And then she decided it was the death of a thug. So I like this book because we all experience it in our life. We experience the struggle within us. We know how many times have we have done something that give us the pleasure of making us feel good, and we enjoy it, and we just say, wow, man, I really like this girl, I really like this guy. And all of a sudden we get bitten like snakes in our head. We get bitten by the very thing that we desire. So she came home one day. She made a 5-figure income. She had the best of life. She had her own business, and she visited her mom, and she fall asleep. And when she fall asleep, she took this spiritual journey within her mind to experience this journey of what it will be like to date a thug. And I throw this out to you, and this is the truth. Have you ever seen a guy and a girl together, and it appears that it's an odd couple? You know why they are together? Because the very thing that's in him is in her. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So if you see a nice looking guy or a nice looking woman, she's with that man and he's with her because the very thing that's within her is within him. That's the spiritual principle. You're not going to be with a man, you're not going to be with a woman if it's not manifesting in you. We all have the capability of being whatever. We have to choose to let it come out. So the one chapter I like in this book, I found when I thought I had finished the book, it was called Tasting a Little Bit of That Thug Life. She went into a nightclub and she met this guy named, I think, Antonio. And they was talking, in the bar, and she began to tell him that her parents told her not to go to clubs, and he asked her why. She said because it's a place of deception and lies. And he listened, and she was thinking at the same time what it would be like to kiss a guy that she didn't know nothing about. And when she shared that with him, he too shared that with her. And she asked him, why are you here? He said, well, I'm looking for a girl. I smoke a little bit of marijuana. And they began to talk. And I think they kissed, am I correct? And then she decided she wants to leave. And so he said, wait a minute, why are you leaving? She said, I got to go. He said, you're going to leave me like this? You know what I mean when she said that. So she said, give me your number. I'll call you. So she took his number and she began to walk to the car, and she heard her name called out. She turned around and looked, and she saw Antonio. He hit her in the face. She froze. She could not move. In that split second, she remembered what her parents told her about messing with people on the other side of the tracks. And she snapped out of it, and she kicked him in the groin, and she yelled out, and the cop that was working at the nightclub heard her screaming for help and went to her rescue, and they arrested Antonio. And he told that he had done this many times, and she decided she had experienced tasting a little bit of the thug life, which was not good. She woke up, her mother knocked on the door and said, come downstairs. And she said, okay, mom. She fall back to sleep. In the last chapter where the death of the thug, she realized that this burning desire to experience the other side of the tracks, it could be whatever. What we think might be good, it's like the grandmother said, girl, you better not mess with that man. He's no good. He's like a snake. Remember my book? You always have snakes in your head. And she decided that she don't want to taste the thug life. She don't want to experience the thug life. She decided to put the death of the thug down. She sought out the truth, and she had to experience it. Sometime in life when we decide that we want to taste a little bit of the thug life, some people have gotten AIDS, disease, death, shot, killed, or whatever you can think of. You may know someone now that's living the thug life, but eventually it'll get caught up with them because there's no good in it. So you'll be blessed by reading The Thug Life, Desire for a Thug. Thank you.